Hey everyone, I want to show you. I made this today out of a solid piece of pine, um, really small piece, and I stained it a green. I can't get to it now. Everything's in the way. But what I plan on doing is varnishing this, and then I'm gonna draw in here some Christmas lights. I've done this before. Pretty simple, fun. I think you can even buy the lights already made at Hobby Lobby or something. But that's what I'm working on. So that's that, and then of course, right behind me, so you can see it, my latest creations. So you see how big this one is compared to these, right? So, and they are for sale. They will be for sale, and if anybody is interested, let me know. Hey Wade, thanks, buddy. I'm making different trees. Um, the other trees are upstairs. They're being prepped, ready to go for. I have a show next weekend, so but I thought I'd do something real simple right now. I got this here. It's a spalted, and I'm trying to remember what if it's a maple or hickory or something. But I'm gonna try and make a little one out of this. So this is a little bit trickier because it's a small piece, and I could save it for pins. But what's everybody up to tonight? Okay, I have a CI2. It's a square cut. You see this? I think I'm gonna have to change it pretty soon. Okay, so now what I do, I've got it about a little bit higher than I wanted actually. This thing should be about a little bit less than halfway. But the blade should be right about here. And I've got it about a little bit in half an inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch away. So when I'm working this, I want to keep it level. This one here, I want to keep it level. And I want to be able to use it and go back and forth. Now the idea here is my friend Marie taught me this when we were doing a pin. I actually turned a pin the other day. So there you go. You want to work it back and forth like this. But when you're doing something like this, normally I cut the hinges and the corners off, but I didn't think I need to with this small piece. So, hey everybody, welcome to the Dutchman's Wood Shack. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That way you get notified when I'm on. If you already have, thank you very much. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I do this. Now, it's as simple, kind of like when you do pins. Wade, I don't know if you've done that or not, but my woodworking friends have done pins before. So we'll see. This is what I'm going to use for this to straighten this out a little bit. When I would just show you, I left a little on, but see how much I'm taking off, right? It's really easy. I'm not putting a lot of pressure on it. It's taking out quite a bit actually, so I'm not hardly putting any pressure on this. It's going really quick, like So tools are kind of cool that I use. A lot of times when I'm making snowmen and Christmas trees, I use these two. This is a CI4, and this one I use to make the grooves in the trees and to get up a little bit, So um, this one I use to smooth it out a little bit. But I do need to sharpen it, so this one I use. So I'm getting. I've used this. I know it's supposed to be used this way, okay? But a lot of times I've used it this way, so I kind of use and abuse my tools. Let's just say that. And these three, when I'm doing bowls, are mainly the three. There's three over there that I use. when I'm doing bowls. But tonight I'm trying to do you guys a small version of a Christmas tree here, okay? It's kind of like a Christmas tree, right? Okay, so here we go. See how she looks. Well, it's kind of nice looking. Okay, so boo, took it. When I'm making these, I'm trying to figure out how design I want to look. I'm always constantly looking at how I'm going to turn this. Now, this is a small piece, so I could make it to it hangs on a Christmas tree, and that's a lot of times what I do, but it should be smaller. But we'll see how this looks when I get to start carving it again. So when you're using this, you don't have to put too much pressure on it. Usually when you come to the ends, you want to just kind of go like this a little bit, and I always get to the corner like this. The reason I do that is because it has a tendency to chip out. Like if you're cutting something on a table saw or a radial arm or whatever, there's always you want to try and back cut it a little bit so that it doesn't split or chip. Yeah, it's coming in, coming in. Okay, so my idea here is now I've got it close to where I want it, even though there's a little bit here. I'm going to be carving out anyway, so it won't matter. So what I'm going to start doing is just smoothing this out a little bit. Now we want to figure out how we want to do this layout. So I figure dimension wise probably about like this to be the bottom, the base, right? So okay, so you want one right here where you want this is probably going to come up to here. So this is going to be all the way. Okay, so then that's tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. Now, I don't measure this. I can do it by sight. If it gets into the point where I have to move it around, that's fine too. But all right, but here's the thing. Those will go away. I'm just showing you on here, when I pitch this to the shape of a tree, point, you kind of have to have a layout a little bit in your head, but that's approximately what I'm looking at. So, big proximity. So anyway, um, what's everybody up to? Hey, shout out to everybody out there who watches me. Thank you. I know there's 9 people here. I say thank you very much. Um, Subscribe to me when you can. If you haven't, let me know. I am always taking. If you guys want to leave me a message, let me know. Unless your fingers are broken. Oh, you know. Um, you can always scream at me and yell at me, but if you want a live chat, you can just leave me a message down. I'll take it, but I'll take it. Now you see, I got it tapered pretty much. You don't want to go too much fast. This so one is you're going to sand it a little bit, and when you get to sanding a little bit because it's a softer wood, it may affect it. You know what I mean? So, um, yeah, you got to. Yeah. I encourage everybody to try it. Now, if you get on Pinterest or even on here, there are guys that can show you how to do this. Make a lathe with a drill. You could actually take and set up a hand drill and corded and use it and make a you can turn bowls on it. You might not be able to do the kind of stuff that I do as much, but stuff like this you'd be able to turn. My mommy. So what I'm going to do here first is I'm going to sand this a little bit, and then I'm going to put some grooves on it. Now, another thing, see, there's so many different ways of doing this. The other thing is, you could always take one of these, just leave it like this. You you take and cut a little star out in a bandsaw or scroll saw, or yeah, and you can make yourself a little star to put on top of it, and you don't have to do anything to it. You can just seal it. In fact, if you don't want to seal it, you don't have to. Nobody says you have to. You just smooth it out, right? Look, if you don't have all the tools, if you don't have all the tools, it doesn't matter. If you can cut it out. Now, there's people that can use a saw, just a regular, like a jigsaw or something, and cut up a piece of flat, like plywood or just a piece of flat wood and make a tree. And I can do it. I should do a show on that. I should do just how to make different kinds of trees and not just turning either. You see how that turned out? Turning and turned out, get it? No, I'm so funny. Okay, so now I normally can get a little carried away with this, but I'm going to be real simple with it, okay? Because I'm trying to make different kinds. So, to those, this is just a simple kind, unlike the other ones up there, that I've made. You see that? See how simple that is? Let's just take this off. So, anyway, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things on Pinterest and all those some other guys will be doing this. You could do flat Christmas trees, flatwood Christmas trees. I like doing them different kinds. Yeah, I just like doing different kinds. And one of my goals is to show you guys how to do that, because it's not everybody, like I said, can have the tools that I do to do that kind of stuff. So I'm fortunate. I haven't seen. Hey, wait! I haven't seen Robin or Connie, Art and Connie, or I saw John. So I was just wondering where everybody was at. I guess they got it. Unless I subscribe, pay to subscribe, I don't get their stuff anymore. So. And that's the thing you guys will have to not have to worry about with me. I don't charge. Nope. If I was to go and do that with every person I know that's on here, I'd be broke in a week. Okay, so here you go. Now, that's just a simple Christmas tree, All right, see how that looks? Pretty cool, huh? Now I'll put a, let me see here. I haven't had one. What do you know? It won't stay probably, but I'll glue one until I can't cut. That, how long did it take? Didn't take very long, did it? And that's just a simple one. I didn't get carried away. So here's the next one I do this small. What I would do is probably take this from this point to this point. What I'll do is I'll just narrow it down to where it flattens out to be what the groove is. I do that with each one of these. Um, when you get up here to this point, it's kind of hard to do. Got to be really careful. This I could turn this down a little bit more. There's a bunch of ways of doing this, but I could, if I had to chuck, I could start out with the chuck, have this in the chuck, and then I could turn this down too. So the problem with the chuck is I need two chucks. I definitely need two chucks because one could be set up for doing stuff like this, smaller ones, and one could be for the bigger ones. You see, my next one's going to be a bowl, so I just haven't gotten to the point where I wanted to cut a bowl because I've got a bunch of them out, and I think tomorrow if I cut, I'm going to turn one tomorrow. I don't know what kind of. I think it's cherry wood. And then I'm going to start doing some different things. I've got some furniture I'm working on. I want to show you guys that. So, but anyway, see, that's a simple version. That's just really simple version. Nothing to it. Didn't take me long, did it? But see, you're supposed to have fun doing this. It shouldn't be intimidating. Just trying to figure out which way I should put this. All right. Yeah, you can tell I can't draw. Part of that is me the way I cut it on the bandsaw. Well, if I'd show you, but my camera won't go that far down. It's about that far deep, that deep. What I do, throw them in the trash. I save some for oil dry. But here's the thing. So you can take one of these and do the same thing I just did out of it. There's a couple of ways of doing this. One is you could take this long board, cut it in half. Then you can take this piece and glue it onto this piece. Just a simple 2x4, right? The other way of doing it is cutting it down the middle so that you have both sides. And you could turn something what I just turned on that side. And it's a little bit smaller, but you can make all kinds of stuff. You want to make a pen out of pine, you could actually cut this in half. That's a 2x2, and drill a hole in the middle, and you can make a pine pen. If it's fine, it's pine, right? Or it's slime. So the only thing I can tell you is never be afraid to do something and try something. I mean, it's wood. It isn't like you're going to kill yourself, right? So, I'm not afraid right now to change or do anything different. As you can see, that one is 18 inches. Okay, so that is for sale. This for sale, this for they're all for sale. Okay, so but here's the thing. You could take things like this. And glue them together and make yourself one out of oak wood flooring. And you know what? I might just do that and show you guys how to make snowmen and Christmas trees out of it. So the only thing, and here's the thing with this stuff, and I got a whole bunch of it in mind here that I have to take the shine off of it, and my thickness planer is kind of not liking it. So here's another one. This one might be an interesting one to do. You could do um, pins with this, or you could do a Christmas tree out of this. I think that's walnut. It's walnut. Okay, well, wait a minute here. Oh, there's one. Here's another one. I've actually made small ones out of this. Believe me, that was a 2x4. It was a skid off a pallet slats. And what I do is I use these a lot. I'll cut them in half, cut them in size, and use them in bowls, just about anything. So I got a whole bunch of these, and this one here would make um, a good piece of wood for a pen. Oh well, I just pick them all up. Yeah, see now, that last tree, this is what I made it out of. See? So, like I say, you can make anything if you do it right. Now, what I did, this is the stuff I used. I got this at a pen symposium. This stuff I used to stain out of the Christmas tree. So that's basically what I used right there. Turned out pretty good. This one I'm just gonna seal the way it is because I like the grain in that. But don't be afraid to make small ones either. Sometimes you can make it even smaller than this and hang them on a Christmas tree. I was making little snowmen like that. All right, well, with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Thanks for watching Dutchman's Woodcheck, and feel free to leave me a message. Now, anytime you see me doing something, well, okay, wait, I had to. I can't get in there, and it says right there, unless I pay, it's not subscribing, but it's what the other one is. Whenever I leave a message, it doesn't go through. I can leave, like you guys are texting me. What'll happen is I'll leave something and nobody's seeing it, and then everybody passes over me, and then when I click off to go watch something else and come back on, all my stuff is gone. So, and that's the same thing with Connie, and it's the same thing with John. So the only one I can see now is when they're doing the crochet stuff. That's it. So anyway, and then obviously they're not getting my stuff at all because I haven't seen them. They haven't. It's been like almost a year since they've been on with me. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Guys, have a great night. Tomorrow Sunday, go out and have a good time. If you want to be creative, make some sawdust. And I'll be making sawdust bowls here pretty soon, guys. Resin time, resin time. Time for me to go get a drink and relax. Talk to you guys later. You want to see sawdust? So there you go. And my next two projects, this right here and this right here. But I got to finish this first. Anyway, later, guys.